What is up, guys? So I've never been into the whole blacked out thing, as you can see from the chrome on my bike. However, after I did my custom dynamics lighting upgrades, I got feeling like I don't necessarily want a red reflector on the back of my bike. And we've got red on the side here, and up front we have the amber. However, you'll notice it's not as amber as it was. By comparison, there's the stock amber reflector. I want reflectors, so I'm not going to take them off. I looked at getting basically gray/white reflectors. Didn't really look that good. So then I tried this 3M vinyl product. I think it was about $9 for this roll, which is more than plenty to do these reflectors. And it sticks on. I'm not sure if it needs heat to kind of cure, so to speak. I have so much of it. This was just a quick sample. But I wanted to show you what it looks like. It's still giving me a nice amber reflection when it's under direct light. Alright, so let's take a crack at this. First, I'm just going to take some rubbing alcohol. I have 91%, which is pretty high concentration. Anything should work. And I'm just going to do a quick wipe on the reflector. I cut a piece that's a little bigger than the reflector. If you're going to do anything other than a flat shape, you're supposed to use heat post-installation so that everything conforms. And that's a whole art in itself. You don't want to use too much heat. I expect this is probably not going to work on the first installation. It might look half decent, but I may do several applications before I get it just the way I want it. But for now, I'm just playing around in my garage. So I want to be able to wrap around each side. Alright, so I'm just going to press it on. And obviously I'm going to have to trim it. And I got a brand new razor out of my cabinet. That will be key. If it is dull at all, it's not going to be a nice smooth cut. Now for the cutting part, I guess what I'll do first is lay the top in, and I'll use the razor, kind of seat it in there, and then I'm going to cut it. And then I'm going to need to cut this little angle on each side. So I'm just going to put the tip of the razor right up, and there you go. And then these sides are just going to fold right in. I shouldn't have to apply heat because nothing is really stretched. But I don't know how well it will stay on there. Just from the standpoint of appearance, it's definitely not as red as it was. It's not smoke like the lenses on the side, but it's a little less, little less red. Just by way of comparison, the red on my lowrider is really red, as you can see, and I'm totally cool with that. I like how it looks and how it contrasts. But on this particular bike, which is pretty much all got a gray theme going, the red and the amber really kind of stuck out a little too much. And I have to say, I really like how much darker that looks. I mean, it's still a reflector. It's still going to do the job. But it's not anywhere near as obvious during the day. So I'm liking this. So I'm looking at the reflector on the side of the saddlebag, and it has some raised logos and things like that. And this will probably present a problem for the wrap because it's not going to adhere well here. I can guarantee that. And it's probably just going to lift. So I don't know if heat would help it kind of melt into that raised area or not. I guess I'll try it, see how it goes. I feel like this is definitely an area where a pro could do an amazing job with this and actually kind of recess the wrap all the way into the crease, all the way around this reflector, and then hit it with some heat. Clearly I am not a pro, and this is one of those things that looks easy, but from the people I've watched on YouTube do it, it's an art, like so many things. But I have to say I really like the way it makes things darker. That actually came out way better than I thought. But there's definitely the potential for it to lift long term. I guess time will tell. So I think I'm just going to see how this wears. I'll obviously have to be careful whenever I'm washing it, not to be too crazy aggressive. You can definitely tell that this is still amber, but it isn't anywhere near as bright as the one that's not wrapped. But when you're walking around the side of the bike, that one on the bag almost looks black. That's the look I was hoping to get all the way around. And that's probably partly because, yeah, definitely because I'm up higher. Plus it's just a little easier with the red. And then back here, you know, you can still tell it's red, but it's nothing like that. So I'm just going to finish up and wrap the other two, but you know, you can see by looking at the other red reflector, it really did a nice job with it. Hey guys, so I went out for a 60-mile ride today. Everything is looking good so far. Nothing is looking like, you know, the wind peeled it back or anything. Looking at it in the daylight today, it just really looks so good. I'm really happy I did this mod. Very inexpensive, and just really, I think, enhances the look of the bike. So link is in the description if you want to do this one yourself.